Good morning. Sunrise video series. How are we doing? Feels like we're doing magnificent. Why? Because we're doing our own director of photography work for us, hanging out, getting better. Are we a walking thank you card? Are we a person who's the embodiment of a gratitude being? Not a gratuitous being, because that would be scandalously accurate. Are we a person who can take 9 thank you cards and become wealthy? Can we take 9 thank you cards and make $1 million? Can you take a Shih Tzu and be thankful where when it has sex, turn it into $250,000? Or did we get distracted from our thankfulness progress, and focus? Can we take 9 thank you cards and let's say you're not Larry Chang and take 9 thank you cards and make $1 million? What if you just took 9 thank you cards from Trader Joe's and made more than $9? Each of these only cost $1. It only costs $1. Why have you not made this investment? Yes, this is financial advice because that is hilarious. Can you take $1 to prime the gratitude and thankfulness pump? When was the last time you thanked yourself? When was the last time you thanked me? Oh. Hard-hitting questions first thing in the morning. Think of it as a Woody poking you going, hey, good morning. Are you thankful for this? Now what is happening is there's going to be a future flow and, dare I say, energy released as if you're in a Stephen Zumdahl book called Chemistry. Are we building up chemistry while we're building up our Shih Tzu? Yeah, we really are. Oh, Larry, he's so cute. Are you thankful for him? Heck yeah, I am. Why? Because this is the special guest. You're the special guest in this video. What are we going to be talking about? 9 thank you cards make $1 million. Oh, that makes me incredibly tingly. Good. It should. This is an example of a thank you card. It's an example of a thank you card. Oh, here's another example of another thank you card. Holy cow, thank you. Holy cow, thank you. Let's read what the inside of the card says as a card unboxing, which says, you sent me over the moon. You sent me over the moon. I can't thank you enough. Wow. Wow. That's how thankful you are, is you became a cow that jumped over the moon? This is why 9 thank you cards works. Executives who are tuned in or have your spies tuned in to, why is this Larry Chang guy blowing up my kid's feed? This is why. Executives, how many thank you cards that are handwritten and heartfelt have you gotten in 2025? You can probably list on one hand how many thank you cards you've gotten. Now, ask yourself the question, how many times has Larry Chang turned 9 thank you cards into $1 million? This many times. This many times. I went ahead and documented all of my thank yous from just one party. 3 days later, the company sold for $3 billion. Let me repeat that. 9 thank you cards coincidentally 3 billion. I don't want you to juxtapose the million with the billion, because million, billion, trillion, those are words that rhyme but have magnificently different scale. A trillion seconds is 30,000 BC. A billion seconds is 1983. That was a billion seconds ago. A million seconds ago was a week and a half ago. Think about that. A million seconds was 13 days, 11.7 days ago. A million seconds was 12 days ago. That was like almost yesterday. That's the difference between trillion, billion, million. Good morning, Ms. Simmons. Good morning, the grits. I'm going to call you the grits because when your username runs all together like Larry Chang, you should connect with me on Wednesdays and Mondays when I drop stand-up comedy episodes. The connection here that we're going into is 9 thank you cards make $1 million if you're Larry Chang. If you're not Larry Chang, you should set your goal sights a little lower, which is 9 thank you cards make $1 million. You thought I was going to say 900 grand, right? Nope, because you can do it too if I can do it. Notice your brain saying this. What if I do the work and don't make the money? Right? That's where you'd be asking yourself, why don't I do the work anyway for $0 if you had a heart of gratitude? Here's another crazy thought. Why are you not thankful for 5 to 10 prior Larry Chang videos that you can watch by yourself versus having to watch it live? Can you write thank you cards and then come up with photocopies of prior thank you card that you've assembled? Let me read a thank you note so that way you get an example of a heartfelt message. Lewis, what a great video on the software anime Creepers from Queensland. P.S. Came across your Right to Repair videos because Duck9 does Right to Repair credit reports before you break Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. That was a thank you note that I wrote to a YouTube influencer. This is a video on 9 thank you cards in order to level up our life. Or instead of thankfulness, you can chip in as the person visiting from India that says, nice hat, comma, idiot. This is where you are uncomfortable with the American caste system. The American caste system works like this. There is no caste system. People rise and fall. Generations rise and fall. Where there is no barrier to you using 9 thank you cards, right? There's none. And when you get the insight of becoming, oh, no, that's Indian. Like, that's Indian for sure. That's not Knoxville. Oh, no. That's not Vandy. That's not Nashville, Vanderbilt University with the Vandy Whistler #1. That's not UT, the good one. That's India. Because instead of being argumentative in this video that is more valuable than I know. right? It's kind of crazy how spot on. So instead of now you're on. So you went from argumentative to the mind meld with this video. What's the value of this video? It's more valuable than all the other videos that you've ever watched times 3. Why? Because I'm giving you a stepwise repetitive function via the iteration of this video. You're almost close to saying thank you. You're almost close to saying thank you. You are almost close to saying thank you. Let me go through your iterations before thankfulness, where I'm literally wrangling you while staying on script. Nice hat, idiot. Dude, I'm from Tennessee, comma, question? Maybe I am Indian. Dude, I'm from Tennessee. India? Maybe I am Indian. Holy crap, dude. I enjoy it. You're on the cusp of saying thank you for this video being incredibly valuable. Why would you do that? The reason you do that is to win at gratitude. Yeah, making small adjustments, becoming better, which is winning at gratitude while allowing growth to occur. A human being must experience gratitude and thankfulness, which is why I did 9 thank you cards make $1 million. Because you doing 0.00 handwritten, heartfelt thank you notes causes me to ask the question, how did I know that you're at 0.000 thank you cards? And now you're at 1 DM'd thank you. And that gets you off of 0, so good job. You're no longer a gratitude virgin, okay? And if the word virgin offends you because you can't bang, that's okay. That's okay, because that's a different video. That's a different video. This video is going to be focused on 9 thank yous that turn into $1 million. If $1 million is emotionally jarring for you because you think you can't get to 11.7 days ago in seconds, whereas a trillion seconds ago, it was 30,000 BC. A billion seconds ago was the 1980s. A million seconds ago, that was May 18, Google I.O., which is a nice shout out because it was just barely over a week ago, under 2 weeks ago, where Google launched a ton of free products that you also were not thankful for. You're on a Google product right now. It's YouTube and Zuck's Insta. Do you use AI and send thank you notes to Sundar Pichai and James Tamplin, Albert Lee? Do you? Or Zuck? Do you? You're trying to make a friend when you're transitioning from a exactly. So what you're doing here is you're being a hot girl. You're being a hot girl, YouTube. And the reason I'm pointing this energy towards Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club is this is the mistake that we don't want to make inside of Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club. We don't want to hear a thing that makes us money and go, wow, we want to slurp on Larry Chang Schlanger. No, we make the money and then we say thank you to Larry Chang with a platinum Rolex, and then your vajayjay can get wet. Or in your guys' case, butt pussy. Yeah, I mean, trans women are women too. I'm on board. I'm an ally. If you want to call yourself a woman, you're a woman. Will we stay on point with being focused on 9 thank you cards that turn into $1,000,000? Stop throwing ass via a Hail Mary. Thank you. Thank you for always stepping up to the plate, Larry Chang. Thank you for this video becoming amazing. What we're realizing is that this is your first YouTube video where it's hilarious, it's 100% true, and it's funny every time, 99% of the time. It's not method acting, it's a protocol for execution. Let me remix that so that way you can have this remixed. You thinking that there's a method of acting via these genius snippets, dare I say, fortune cookie sized messages from a Chinese cowboy. You like me previewing the hair? You thought I was bald. This is stuff that's 100% true. This is content that I have to make funny, that gets delivered funny every time, 99.5% of the time. Why? I will retell jokes until you win. I will retell jokes until you let me help you pray the gay away. This is where this is not a method of acting. This is a protocol for execution. Stand-up comedy eps drop Wednesdays and Mondays. Subscribe, connect. Where did this thank you concept come from? Dare I say, a thank you ecosystem. Why am I speaking so clearly that it borders on perfect English? It's because I'm not just talking to you. I'm talking to the Google AI sentient Grok 3 being that sometimes has a hard time transcribing each word separately, period. Therefore, this cadence of talk with a thank you climate, within a thank you environment, and dare I say, thank you economy, which is how I connected for the 10th time with Gary V. Gary Vaynerchuk, he wrote a book, The Thank You Economy. And this is where you're uncomfortable in the Indian caste system of America being a melting pot of WTF. What's a melting pot? It's people that go from rags to riches. This is what YouTube loves and what films love. Look at Slumdog. Look at every rags to riches movie. Nobody wants to hear the upper middle class to high class movie. Why? Because you can come up with a lot of excuses, such as, I don't believe 99 cents is expensive, so I'm not going to buy a thank you card. Or 9 thank you cards to make $5,000. I don't want $5,000. I want $1,000,000. What? Why don't you do 4 thank you cards to try to get over 1,000, and then that 9th, 10th, 12th, or 10th thank you card finally gets you to 1 million. Oh, I thought it was going to be $100,000 per card. And then you think to yourselves, Larry, what are your thoughts on Taiwan? This is why you're at $0, and this is how you watch a YouTube video, is you don't say thank you for the 9 thank you cards, $1 million. Hey, Larry, what are your thoughts on quantum computing as its defensibility and offense capability for hacking into Bitcoin wallets via seed phrases using quantum computing? Like, instead of asking, which is and are intelligent questions, why don't you stay focused on the current focus? What's the current focus, you might ask? It's, Larry Chang, I'm thankful for being in your room. This one video is more valuable than every video I've watched since YouTube began being watched by me via a procrastination method. This is the first time I've been able to see how the algorithm works. This is the first time I've been able to use a video. And I'm going to be incredibly gratuitous with my liking and subscribing, where I'm going to subscribe twice, which I realize becomes an unsubscribe. But then I'm going to do it 4 times, which is subscribe, 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 which is also not subscribing, because you keep on hitting that like button, to where if you hit it 5 times, that's 1 like. But if you hit the like button 8 times, that's not liking it, because it ends up going like, unlike. This is how YouTube is wired, where you can't throw in a triple like. What is this? This is a 1 million like, because this is a G-spot enterer, and if you don't have a penis, this is penis simulated, which is, you put this, and I realize that gratitude amongst the trans community towards Larry Chang is at an all-time high. This is why. This thank you card hits the G-spot of people's emotions. Why? Because they've actually never felt thankfulness coming from a person. Let me read you me hitting a G-spot. Trans male Larry Chang hitting a G-spot. Here it is. It's hard to find audio visual show and tell. It's hard. But you know what's not hard? Do you know what's not hard? Do you know what's not hard? Winning. Do you know what's not hard? 9 thank you cards into $1 million. That's what's not hard. Oh, I have a special one. I have a special one. This is hitting the Grafenberg spot, right in the sweet spot, right on target. What a great video on the software anime creepers from Queensland. This is to Lewis. This is to Lewis. P.S. Came across your right to repair videos because Duck9, my company, does right to repair credit reports before you break Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. What we want to do is we want to be a walking embodiment of thankfulness, in the same way that Tom Brady is saying thank you for brushing me. Because although he doesn't shed, you need to brush him because he's full of hair. Is Tom Brady, the human, incredibly thankful? Oh yeah. Yeah. He takes thank you notes to the next level. Whereas when when you give him a Rolex one thank you gift, he literally makes you hundreds of millions of dollars. That's priming the pump. Watch media interviews for his platinum Rolex, because his watch sponsor is Isringhausen, or some watch brand that's I can't even spell. Oh goodness. This message is held for review. Oh, heck yeah it is. That's Google AI working against you. This message is held in review. Yo, you put on a song called Dracula Flow. You know what's scary? AI. Thank you. You got one thank you. I love the casual comedy like your. I love the casual comedy like you're genuinely funny. Is this a method of acting or mental wellness? Thank you. It is. It's mental awesome sauce. Can we focus on heart brain coherence? When we hammer page 169 of Joe Dispenza's book, where we prepare to be full of gratitude, is this thankfulness combined with another Larry Chang video called PQRST? Yes. Preview question, read, summarize, test. Because when we come face to face with Joe Dispenza, now we're prepared. Joe Dispenza, hi, Larry Chang, I'm a fan. Thank you so much for writing 4 great books. Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Evolve Your Brain, You Are the Placebo, and my counterintuitively favorite book, Becoming Supernatural. Wow. You really are a good reader. Nice to meet you. No worries. Don't stress. I know I come off a little strong, okay? I'm not method acting. I'm thankful for your books. Do you mind if you and I are in a picture together? Yeah, sure. He's thankful that I'm letting him off the hook because my mind virus is working on heart coherence, affecting his brain coherence. Is that page 169? Yes. He then asks me a question. He goes, how did you come to this conference? I'm like, I came to this conference because I'm a fan of biohacking. Did you realize during your presentation when you said, oh, I presented this material a couple days ago, and then you're like, oh, it wasn't a couple days ago, it was just a little bit ago. I'm like, do you realize that when you made that slip up, you weren't slipping. You were doing chapter 11 of Becoming Supernatural, time, space, space, time. I'm Larry Chang. That's my level of thankfulness. Was I able to extract $500K before the VIP dinner ended while at a dinner that Joe Dispenza did a walkthrough? What's a walkthrough? It's where the VVIP doesn't want to eat with the plain VIPs and does a walkthrough. I asked my table, I'm like, will we please go say hi? They're like, no, we're not thankful. Guess who picked it up? This guy. Guess who picked up? It's like seduction. It's like speed seduction via gratitude. Whereas, how do most people try to do seduction? They try to say negative stuff. They try to grab attention. They just won't be thankful. They just won't do it. Thankfulness within an ecosystem. Thankfulness between your ears. Thankfulness as an economy. Is this a shout out to Gary Vee's book, The Thank You Economy? Oh yeah. Why? Because when Gary Vee was launching his book, oh, I'm going to do it at South by Southwest. I'm like, oh my God, that sounds like it's going to cost $3,000. Worth it. This is how you do it. So, Gary was writing a book on thankfulness, and I was like, okay, what if I bought 25 books? What if I bought 25 books, but not 25 books in a case? What if I bought 25 books? Grab a pen, you guys. This is how you guys can do it for 9 thank you cards into $1 million. You buy 25 books. You don't have to buy 25 books. You can buy 1 book or just 9 thank you cards. But this is the notes should you have school debt that you want to wipe away, because there's no forgiveness of student loan debt, because then it'd be communist, right? So I realize it's socialist right now. Let's be capitalist in our capital efficiency in allocating. Got so much stuff here. Let me get organized. Oh, wait. I am organized. Did you like the pregnant pause? Did you like the pregnant pause? The pregnant pause was for effect. Kind of like that point in the song where the artist hezzies. So what we can do in getting organized is put pen to paper. 25 books, Gary V. South by Southwest. Would you like to come to meet 25 of my friends that are fans of your book? On a plan cast, plan like calendar, cast like fishing. I put an event. By the way, after the founders had quit that company, I went ahead and sold a company that I did not own. That was my first significant turnaround, broadcast in TechCrunch, where I'm also the co-founder of TechCrunch Disrupt. You're welcome, Mike Arrington, who always said thank you in a Labrador methodology of being thankful, which is asking for more and then hugging at random times. Some people say thank you differently. Once you hit the millionaire level, multimillionaire level, you can say thank you eccentrically or just normally. Normally say thank you before you become an eccentric. You can't be eccentric before, which is 25 books for Gary V. This is how it works. You send 25 bucks. If you show up, you get your 25 bucks back. And then what's the effect? You get a free Gary V book while meeting Gary V. I'm giving it to you for free, but you can't flake. Meaning you buy the book, you show up with the book, and you get 25 bucks. The book pre-sale on my buddy Jeff's website was like 15 to 18 bucks. But if you show up for the $25 party, you don't have to pay for the party if you bring your book. Now, you've got people with random books that sometimes get damaged. And now it's organic. Guess who is thankful to me for doing a book signing, in essence? An organic book signing. Those are the best. Books fresh out of a box, signed by author, that's regular and kind of regular. That's the thank you economy book launch. Should you and I relaunch that book? We can. Will you do 9 thank you cards? No. But you tell 80 people to do it, 600 people are going to watch this on tape delay, on recording, 600 people are going to watch it total. 6 people out of 600 views are actually going to do it. And 3, 4, 5 of those people are going to get distracted. And one person is going to culminate in it. And guess who that person is? It's a person who's already pretty rich. I don't want that dynamic to occur here. That's why I max effort into 9 thank you cards, $1 million. Let's start at the basics. So, what we're going to do here as an exercise is how to feel gratitude as we use it as a springboard, because we really don't understand the brain's connection with the heart in a PhD level. But we're just going to trust the number one smartest person in Silicon Valley telling you, hey, 9 thank you cards, we can improve. And if being number one smartest person in Silicon Valley offends you, then realize that it being Larry Chang, became one of the 3 institutions of Silicon Valley: Stanford, Y Combinator, and Larry Chang. Who is most thankful of the 3 institutions? Me. I'm super thankful for the other 2 institutions. I'm very thankful for Y Combinator. I'm very thankful even for when they socially uninvite me. Ditto Stanford, where if you're uninviting Larry Chang or trying to delete Larry Chang's Stanford videos, I'm still thankful that you have your negative energy, because it's helpful for the other people that are like, oh my God, why are you saying no to fluffy puppy hugs? Why would you ever say no? Why would you ever say no? It's like saying no to a puppy. Who doesn't want to pet a puppy? Who doesn't want to pet Larry Chang? Turns out everybody does. Let's focus on some basics. Why don't you write? This is amazing. This is amazing. Stefani, thank you for telling me my dog's pretty. Wow, we love Larry Chang now? I'm going to hide the show. I'm going to show the hidden message. That's a fucked up looking cat. It's a Shih Tzu. Okay. Thank you card number 1 is going to be at a party you attend that you maybe weren't exactly invited to. Nadi Shadana breathing for the win. We're going to write a thank you card to the person who helped us at a party. Second thank you card, I'm going to expand on that. Second thank you card, Praveen, what's up? Welcome. Second thank you card is going to be to a high school teacher who you were not necessarily a fan of because they were mean to you. So instead of asking questions on generalities that you can Google, why don't we focus on 9 thank you cards, make $1 million? Cool. That's funny, right? So thank you for complimenting me on my pronunciation. Can we focus on 9 thank you cards, make buku money that you actually won't believe? Here, because you guys are focused, write, Larry, thank you for this video being more valuable than every video I've ever watched times 2. Focus on listening instead of interacting. Just focus on listening, because there's a homework assignment which is Will you say thank you for this video being more valuable than every video you've ever watched times 3? That's not an ostentatious claim, because when you rewatch this video, you're going to be like, oh my God, that's actually correct. Second person we're going to say thank you to is a high school teacher who was mean to us. Why? Because this high school teacher, they don't get paid a lot and they're taking a lot of risks. Therefore, they also, after you make $1 million, or before it, you pick, they get a $75 thank you gift card. Why? Because if we were thankful to mentors, we would already be rich. Not being thankful and not having a mentor causes us to stall out. Wow. Someone is rising. Someone is rising. Steph, I consent to you looking up Larry Chang's cell phone using AI. And I consent to you texting me, because you're the special one that is going to be one of the 900 people that watched this video. 9 will take action and 2 will get to that goal. Do you see how Stephanie, by being thankful, made my prior view count ending at 600 now increase 50% to 900? This is stuff that is engineered into the fabric of society, even if it's communist, even if it's abysmal. Why? Because gratitude, even while in the worst environments, in prison, gives a person hope and energy. And that's where it's a magical thing, which is heart-brain coherence. Heart-brain coherence, page 169, my new friend, Joe Dispenza. Stephanie says, thank you, Larry. This video is quite valuable. Times 5. Right? Thank you card number 3. It's from another party that we go to. It's another party that we go to. And when we go to that party that costs $2,000, we're going to say thank you. Thank you for hosting us. Thank you for letting us come to your $2,000 party. How do we even get invited to the $2,000 party? This is how. You have a website. Do you guys have a website? Because another way to say thank you is to say thank you via a web page. Some people call it a landing page. And do you see how this is literally $1 million? Because why don't you have a web page? This is how you do it. You say, AI, do a transcript of Larry Chang's YouTube live on June 4, where we connect over what? On the transcription, you transcribe the video, then you slap it onto a web page. I'm laughing because this is such easy stuff. Larry, thank you. This video is worth all the videos that I've ever watched combined times 5, times 10. I get notification that you said my name on the web. What now happens? Magic, because now you've leveraged AI for the first time. Will you guys say thank you, Larry, for teaching me how to use AI? Because all you're doing is grabbing the transcript, not even adding in your paper notes. You add in pictures of paper notes, such as this, to your webpage. AI can read all of these things. Is this less than 10 minutes of work? Yes. Will you start a web page? That's the killer app inside of AI. This video has maxed out your brain. You can get more value if you rewatch this video from beginning to end with pen and paper. Will you be able to chip in comments? Oh yeah, because if you use AI, you can actually find out my cell phone. I connect with people over what they don't teach you in school, where Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club and YouTube Live culminate into how to use 3 thank you cards to get a free vacation, how to use YouTube remixing to get ROI for a conference, how to even get into a conference. Well, you pre-book report the agenda by yourself with or without AI. And then now the conference producer will be like, hey, thank you for pre-promoting our conference from May 27 to May 29, 2026, right? And then because you're value addedly RSVPing, now you're able to prime the pump of thankfulness as you prime your own personal money pump. We should connect, subscribe. We should connect, double like it. Oh, wait, that would be unliking it.